What's up guys, we're finally back to the YouTube, and yeah, today is going to be a very good video. It's a video that everyone always enjoys, a full day of eating. So this full day of eating is going to be very different to the last one I filmed. The last one I filmed, I believe I was pretty far into my diet phase and it was on really low food. We are now post-diet, we're about coming up to nearly 2 months post-diet, and you know, it's post-Christmas. So we're into the growing phase, and we're going to show you exactly how I manage nutrition at this point in time. I would still say this is pretty early in this growing phase, so you're going to see where food is at earlier in your growing phase, where it should be, you know, how we're kind of timing nutrition. I'm going to explain why food is at that level it is right now, and I'm going to kind of talk about kind of the foods that I feel work the best for right now, and also kind of generally as well as a bodybuilder when you're bulking, which is going to be useful because, you know, I feel like a lot of people talk about what foods they want to eat. They're not sure what foods to go with. They're not sure about how much food you should eat, what rate of gain you should be going at. All those questions that you have will be answered in this video. But yeah, we're going to just show you basically all the foods that I like to eat at this stage. So we're basically 2 months post-show, fuck's sake, 2 months post-diet, and yeah, it'll be interesting. Body weight right now, I'm literally 2 kilos up, so not much. It's not much at all. And just, you know, that's across the Christmas period as well. So just basically making sure right now I'm moving at a very controllable pace, showing you kind of the food that I have when I'm at this more leaner position. You know, I actually feel like condition-wise hasn't really changed since the diet finished. So, you know, that's a good sign. But yeah, full day of eating, let's go. We'll show you the foods I enjoy eating as a pro-natural bodybuilder. Not that the natural side has much relevance to the food, but yeah, let's do it. So what I'm going to show you now quickly is my morning sup that I've been having. Well, I was having it went out, and it's just arrived from Elite Sup, so I'm going to start using it again. So yeah, I always, whenever I film full day of eating, I end up showing you also the supplements I have. I guess it's like a full day of consuming. But yeah, I'll show you. So yeah, we'll try this now. I haven't actually tried it yet. This is the Super Fresh OJ orange juice, HR Labs Basic. I thought this would be a good flavour because in the morning you want orange juice, right? So this is my way of having it without having any carbs. So the reason I take this is it's got your basic things that you need for performance. So beta-alanine, it's got creatine, Pico-2, pink Himalayan salt. So lots of different things that are really beneficial for performance. So when I was using this, I felt it helped a lot. Just take it first thing in the morning. The main merit to it is the creatine side of things. If you're not using creatine, start using creatine. Oh, there's so many studies on it, like that would be silly not to. But yeah, HR Labs Basic. So let's see what it tastes like. That went well. It's always a blessing when you open it and the scoop is at the top. Thank God for that. It's quite weird though, because when you have this, your face tingles a bit in the morning. Usually I associate that with my pre-workout and going to the gym, but beta-alanine doesn't. The effects of it, you don't need it pre-workout. You just need it generally, like in the morning or whenever. We're about to flick to the first meal of the day. So we're actually going back in time because I filmed this earlier. But yeah, if you're wondering why the camera quality changes, yeah, I'll show you what I ate for my first meal now. Wait a sec, I forgot to do the taste test. Silly me. Let's see what it's like. That's good. It tastes like fresh orange juice. I mean, that is what it's meant to be, but that actually tastes, I suggest that flavour. It's very morning vibes, orange juice. Anyway, now you can see what I ate. Right, first meal of the day. So I'm going to show you what I have for breakfast. This is actually, I've been doing this not too long actually, it's kind of a new meal in, but it digests so well and I enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, bagel, I'm going to add 20 grams of nut butter on top. Give me another 10 grams. And then what I do is add a banana on top. These are not ripe at all. which is pretty sad, but that'll do. So I'm going to do 100 grams of banana. Usually this doesn't fit all in the bagel, but I just have a little bit more. That'll do, then I'm going to have 6 grams left. I just put these in the fridge if I need a bit. If I've already opened it, like I don't like to do, because bananas are all different sizes, so if you say to someone 1 banana, it's a bit vague. So I do 100 grams, and then if it means I have to open another banana, I'll just put this in the fridge, it's fine. So that is 120 grams now, so 20 grams of nut butter, 100 grams banana. And the last thing, 10 grams of honey. Now you're probably thinking, where is the protein? Don't worry, that's coming in a sec. But 10 grams. Put this on top. That is a packed bagel. Banana, nut butter, honey. Absolutely insane. I love it. It's so good, it's like breakfast, right? And then, final thing, fresh in from Elite Sups, is this Naughty Boy Whey. I got it yesterday. They sent it to me, I tried it, so good. White chocolate, caramel biscuit. Very nice. The branding is so good. They make it look so nice. It is nice, but it is very impressive. Yeah, so 50 grams of this, which usually you want protein first, but if you're having a protein shake, I always think I have the carbs first and then the protein after, because I don't know, you want like an empty stomach when you're gonna eat the carbs. You don't want to feel sick with loads of like a protein shake, you know, in your stomach, you know. So that's the only time, like if you're having chicken and rice or something like that, or you know, even I don't know, steak and potatoes or something like that, you always want to have the protein first, I find, for digestion. So that's 50 grams. Spill that everywhere. It's actually 52 grams, but we're not on prep, so it's fine. One thing that I like, I really appreciate with protein powder is how it mixes. You know those metal things you put in a protein, like a shaker? I always lose them, and it's just a lot of effort, so you know, there's nothing worse when you're drinking it and you get a clump. But let's just quickly try this. Sip. So good. Very, very good. That is very nice. Yeah, I would really recommend that. Very sweet. It's quite Christmassy, I'm not gonna lie. It tastes very... It's like a... It tastes a bit cinnamony, but there isn't cinnamon in it. Really nice. But yeah, white chocolate, caramel biscuit, Naughty Boy. Yeah, Naughty Boy, white chocolate, caramel biscuit, that's it. That is so good. I thought I'd just quickly explain why the bagel has already gone so quick. But yeah, like there's a few reasons why I have the bagel instead of something else. And I used to have oats a lot as my first meal of the day. But I've really realised that that was a poor choice. And you know, a lot of you watching this probably do oats first thing in the day. But it's not really directly for performance, it's just for my well-being. So you get up in the morning in the growing phase, and like right now appetite's high anyway, but let's say it's not, which it won't be later on, it won't be as high. Obviously it's not gonna be awful, but yeah, there's nothing worse than having a meal that digests super, super slow first thing, I think, from my experience with myself. So that's why I've now changed it. And the main reason though, is how it affects my digestion. So if you have oats, it's very high in fiber, bagels are less, white bread digests amazingly for me. So that can go down so easily. The volume is so much less. Like that was 45 carb, plus banana was 20 carb, so 65 carb, plus honey, that's like 10 carb, let's say. There's 75 carbs there, and that literally went down in yeah, it was so easy to get down. So yeah, I think that's something I'm going to keep in moving forward. The only time I might change it is later in prep when I'm really hungry. Obviously, that's not going to satiate me much, but appetite's pretty high right now. But I prefer to have a pretty empty stomach in the mornings anyway. Yeah, it digests really easy. So yeah, bagels are, I swear by bagels. I actually think they're one of the best foods for me. Like, they digest perfectly, and yeah, I would really advise it if you are struggling to get in oats. Like, 2 bagels is 90 carb. I could probably eat 3 of those right now. Yeah, I'm not going to, but yeah, I could. So yeah, it's definitely a smart move if you're struggling to get food down, or if your digestion's off due to fibre and so on. So we've got the pre-workout meal here. This is 150 grams of white rice, 200 grams of chicken, and like 50 grams of greens, around that. I like to keep, when I'm pushing food upwards, I like to keep greens kind of controlled, because otherwise it can throw off my digestion with fibre being a bit higher. So I wouldn't go too heavy with it. And then I'm going to put this on top, which absolutely is unreal. Like, it's like drizzler super smooth peanut butter. You put this on top with sriracha, insane. I used to do this a while ago and I stopped, and I started doing it again. I was like, why did I stop doing this? I think maybe I just got a bit bored of it, but yeah, it's 25 grams of this. It's actually quite a lot.
What's the whole thing on that?
I think I might need more sriracha now. I do have a lot of sauce. I thought, Jack Foreman, I don't know if you're watching this, Jack, but you have a lot of sauce.
Too much sauce.
It looks like Jack Foreman's rice meal.
Oh, it's like sloppy though when he has it.
When he had, yeah, mix it in. Especially with broccoli. Peanut butter with broccoli is so good. Yeah, so this is the pre-workout meal. So the reason we're having nut butter is because the fats slow down the digestion. White rice is pretty fast digesting, because we are training we're training very soon, so we want to get in carbs that we can use and digest quickly. I don't want my stomach to be full in the gym. And then 200 grams of chicken, because we need a protein spike. And then, like I said, the greens aren't too high, just also because that is pre-workout and I don't want to be like, too bloated going in. But yeah, this is the pre-workout meal that I swear by. And then sriracha. I have a decent amount of this, to be honest, as you can see. But I just keep it pretty consistent, so it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not changing the amount I do in my meals. Like, even when I'm dieting, I'll still have sriracha, so it's fine. If I'm on prep and I'm like, food is very, very low, and I'm within, I don't know, a couple months out, I will 100% track sauce, because it can make a difference. But other than that, I think just be consistent, just eyeball it and be very consistent with the amount you do. So just got a check-in from AJ earlier this morning. I'm gonna watch that whilst he's eating my pre-workout. I can't ever, he sends it through and I just can't watch it until this time when I eat, because I've got so many client check-ins to do. So yeah, when I eat, I just watch this, and it helps me get into the kind of athlete mode before training as well.
Good morning, matey. Thank you very much for your update for this week. I hope you're having a fantastic Friday so far, and everything's all good with yourself. So we are looking back.
No.
Yeah, it's been cool, that's right.
So we're about 5-10 minutes from the gym, and we've got push. So I think we've shown this video session so many times. So what we're going to do is, because it's a full day of eating, I don't want to do too much training. It's meant to be about what I'm eating. So we'll just show maybe like a few clips. But yeah, I'm excited to get on the high incline Smith again. It's a very stubborn movement at this point in time, because I'm actually not that far from like the most I've ever done on it. So it's so slow. But that's why I say to my clients, like, when their training is really slow, sometimes it's just actually a good sign that you've actually retained things really well in a diet, and you're just still quite close to peak performance. And pushing past that takes time. We're not going to go up a rep every week, because if we did, then if that's already on top of peak performance, if I'm doing 3 plates for 8 reps, and then I go up a rep a week, in 8 weeks I'm doing 16 reps on 3 plates on a high incline Smith. That would be absolutely crazy, right? So yeah, just about being realistic. I think it's important, because some people get so obsessed with progressing that they lose their form. You just got to understand it does take time. It takes time when you keep turning up with the same movements for absolutely ages. It takes a while, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, feeling good. Training's been so good recently that I'm very excited to see what we can do, because so far every single session I've pretty much progressed, gone up a rep up since the diet's finished. It's been really fun. I mean, my glute drive is the strongest I've ever been on it, and I'm 11 kilos away from my heaviest. So it's working well. It just shows how important training really can be post-diet. Like, you can really make a lot of progress pretty much out of the gates if you handle things well in the diet itself and retain things. So but yeah, push session, going to be filming some bits and showing you actually a surprise, a little bit of an announcement for the coaching, which is really exciting. We'll show that on here. Yeah, this pre-workout is Defib, Fizzy, Bubblegum, Bottles and Pumpage, trained by JP, like the cherry one. Mixed together, it tastes good. Aaron was like, geez, that smells banging.
It smells unreal.
Yeah, it does smell. It smells really, really good. It does taste nice as well, to be fair. So yeah, I don't know what. More roadworks. This area is just. We're gonna be stuck here for 10 minutes.
Lovely.
Yeah. Brilliant. But yeah, we'll see you in the gym. So we have a very exciting announcement to make. We have our first addition to Team Power Coaching. Here is Elliot.
What's going on, guys?
So yeah, this is really exciting to announce. Team Power Coaching is growing and he is literally the perfect fit for this. You know, we're going to be taking on many more clients. We've got lots of clients competing this year. And you know, Elliot is a very successful natural bodybuilder and a very good coach. And I know that he is literally the perfect addition for this. So yeah, it's just I'm very excited to get this going and we're going to make a very good team. Is there anything that you want to say about it?
Just looking forward to helping more natural bodybuilders step on stage, and it's going to be a great year. So yeah, man.
100%. We've got around 16 clients competing in total. I think you've got six
for myself. So
yeah. So if you want to inquire of Elliot, you'll just go through the link in our bio, and you'll see lots more content on here to come. Let's do it.
food are you on now?
700 carb, 320 protein, 70 fat.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's okay.
gonna-
It's not too bad.
Yeah. It's gonna go high though. What was the most food you had? Like last push?
When I started with AJ, it was about 800 carb. It's like 5k calories.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was with Cal, it was like, it went up to like 1.1 carb. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Like 1100.
That's crazy.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
And
I
I was.
think, no, I remember you did that post about like you can't miss meals. I think it's crazy when you're eating that much food, and then I know people that struggle to have like 400 carb.
Crazy.
And it's just, I think once you change your perception of like not being hungry and how easy to get food in, that's when you'll be a good bodybuilder. I think some people, they're like, oh, I can't eat, and they don't eat. I've literally been heaving on food. I don't know if you have.
Yeah, man.
Like heaving on food, just struggling, but like you just can't miss it. Like
Yeah, man. It's so weird as well because I was thinking this today. Like, if I'm a little bit off on my routine, like let's say I wake up a little bit later, I'm annoyed not because I'm going to miss things, it's because I know it's going to be a longer day because I'm going to eat.
Because you're going to have to get it in. Yeah.
We're going to have to get
no
it
choice,
in.
yeah. It's
Exactly.
not like, it's like, oh, I woke up later, I can't eat. It's like, no, I'm just going to have to eat, and now it's going to mess up my life a little bit. You still eat, no matter what, you're getting the food in. And that's what I think, it's just like, the food is there, just swallow it. I know that sounds quite like intense, but it's the truth. You've got to get used to that. You've got to just, like, it's there, and just eat it. If there's a will, there's a way. At the end of the day, when you step next to someone on stage and they outmuscle you, it's probably because they were willing to do things that you weren't. So,
yeah, it's true, man. It's true. One thing that helped me as well, I actually heard this a while ago. It's like when you're eating a meal, don't put down your cutlery. Just literally sit there and do that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you put your fork down and you start watching your YouTube and you start texting people, your meal's gonna take like an hour to eat, and then it's just.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing. Is the time.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't mind feeling sick and it's the time. It's the time it takes to. The amount of time you spend eating food is. Yeah. The way I look at it, about the point you said about like deadlift, squats, I just think at the end of the day, say someone came into the gym and just tested you across all these different movements, like a variety of movements, and said like, how strong are you? You can't afford to have this massive gap in performance somewhere. So if someone was to pull from the floor and they're really weak at pulling from the floor, chances are they've got poor erectors or poor depth to their back. So I just think whilst deadlifts aren't like essential, you have to be strong at them, and you don't have to do them all the time. If you were asked to pull from the floor, you can't pull much from the floor, then there's a weakness there. And people always avoid it. They're like, oh, my lower back hurts, or I get a dodgy lower back, so I put blocks. But that's just you avoiding it more.
Yeah.
Obviously, some people, they need to pull with blocks. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying some people, they overdo it and then they end up avoiding things more, and they just create this vicious cycle. Just get out of the cycle, do things that you're not used to, really. Yeah.
No, it's true. I actually spoke to you about this when we last trained on that pivot leg press. And I'm weak. I'm weak on that. Whereas other leg presses or certain positions, I'm stronger.
Strong out, so therefore
I'd favour those and then keep getting stronger at those and keep bettering those body parts. But then everything that's weak just gets left behind.
100%.
So
just like now you're doing squats.
With the safety bar.
They're
So
tough.
horrible.
Hard, I remember I did them once. Well, I ran them for a bit, a long time ago, and they're way more tiring than barbell squats. I don't know what it is. It's just the position.
I think it's trying to stabilise yourself.
Yeah, the stability.
But
As you can see, cereal post-workout, always the case. Only because I just enjoy it, it's easy to get in. Post-workout, you can just make it quickly, and it's just very fast digesting. I'm getting that, the glycogen that I need very fast, essentially, from cereal. White rice is another good option. Just go for something that digests really well. That's all it needs to be. Keep fats low. And I've had a protein shake. I didn't show you it because I was hungry. I just drank it. But just 50 grams of whey. Now we've got 100 grams of cereal. This is 81 carbs, around that, and then 35 protein from the whey. So a decent meal. But nothing crazy, like we said at the start of this video, talking about, being essentially quite early into this growing phase. We're not trying to get food really high because we don't need to. Right now I'm growing on pretty low food, like 400 carb. And if that's all I need to perform well, that's all I'm going to do, because we're not going to rush the process. I don't want to go out of that range where I'm responsive to food too quick. And from doing so, I've gone from, you know, a couple kilos up without losing condition. It's working wonders. It just shows how important it is moving slow. I think there's been a lot of studies. I think Eric Helms did a study on like the size of the surplus you're in essentially over a sustained amount of time, and that size of the surplus being bigger doesn't actually lead to more growth, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We're not overdoing it whatsoever. Obviously we had Christmas, so calories may have been a little bit higher then, but now we're just letting things settle. We're being patient and just going from there. So yeah, just 100 grams of cereal, not the massive bowl you saw on the thumbnail. That was just to attract you guys to watch. So we got the next meal. This is the fourth meal of the day. White potato, chicken, greens. We didn't film me cooking. I was hungry. I just thought I'd make it and then talk about it. But yeah, what I do with the potatoes, I boil them, part cook them, and then I'll just basically put them in the air fryer for about 20 minutes, and it makes it really crispy on the outside, but also really soft on the inside. That looks really good. And yeah, 200 grams of chicken, 350 grams of white potato, and then greens. So yeah, white potato is something I think digests really well for myself. It is a little bit higher in fiber, so I wouldn't, like when you have to have high carbohydrates, sometimes it's useful to kind of maybe have like some white potato and then something, you know, maybe something else, because if you have loads of white potato at once, it can throw off your digestion. But I think potato digests generally pretty well, and it's just a really good quality carbohydrate to have. I added a little bit of olive oil with it to put it in the air fryer, which it just makes it taste a little bit better. So that adds around 10 grams of fat in this meal. So in total, it's roughly, this meal is 70 carb, about 13 grams of fat, around 50 grams of protein. So yeah, I haven't completely put it into MyFitnessPal yet, but I always kind of, to be honest, I don't really use MyFitnessPal much. I just usually track it and then write it down in notes. But you know, with tracking foods, it's kind of whatever's easiest for yourself. And you know, if you want to just follow a meal plan, you can just do that basically. I like to I used to do a meal plan for a long time. This time around I'm doing a bit more flexibility and I'm enjoying it. But you know, you can have a meal plan and then you can just branch out sometimes and just change something up a little bit. I always want people to learn about tracking because it just gives you that little bit of extra freedom, which then allows you to be more consistent for a longer period of time. You know, if your coach is just giving you a meal plan and they don't even give you the macros, it's a very constraining way of doing it. And I think you want that freedom, you need that freedom and that understanding of how you can track things, because it means that you actually get to understand that you can move towards your goals and enjoy food at the same time if you're smart. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna eat this because I'm going off on a tangent about tracking, and these potatoes look so good. They look a bit burnt, not gonna lie, but I was just chatting to Aaron and then didn't realise, but they are, yeah. That's the secret, is part cooking it, makes them softer. Because if you put it in the air fryer when they're just like raw, it will take forever to cook them on the inside, and then they'll get way too burnt on the outside. So you've got to part cook it basically. Let's see what they're like. This needs to be a regular. Aaron, you're in for a treat.
Sweet.
Yeah, I made his food as well. So the final meal, this is skyr, I don't know how to pronounce it, but essentially it's like Greek yogurt. It's very good protein source. I think for 100 grams it's 10 grams of protein. So I've got 350 grams of that with berries. So essentially what you want to think about with having yogurt and stuff is it's like why it's so good is it's a highly bioavailable protein source. So you're going to get a lot of leucine from it. When I always think about getting a protein spike, I want to hit at least 30 grams of protein from protein source. Yeah. And then the other protein can come from carbs or whatever, but as long as I'm hitting that, then I know I'm getting a sufficient protein spike. So that's what I'm doing here. So we've got 35 grams of protein from the yogurt, and then there's 125 grams of berries, so that adds, with the yogurt as well, I think it's around like 20 carbs. And yeah, it's just a good meal to have before bed. It digests pretty easily. And that's it in terms of the full day of eating. Not loads of food right now. Like I said, we're not using much food right now to push performance because we don't need to at this position. You know, we're still quite lean, and we're just focusing on performance more than anything.
I'm always trying this in terms of just really going as slow as I can and just staying in this leaner position to make sure I use food as well as possible for as long as possible. And so far it has made like such a difference. Usually I come out of diets and I'm post-show and I gain weight quite quick. And the ability to just go slow and not need to recover has really helped me. So it does show like diets to set up pushes are so much better than, you know, coming out of preps all the time, and that's the benefit of having these long off seasons. But yeah, I don't know what Milo's doing. He's in his own world. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate all the support. Hopefully you enjoyed this full day of eating, and we'll bring more content like this out to come. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see you soon.